Nugget number 11, right? What was the last ones? What was the main idea of the last one? Well, actions to take. And I gave you a new list to do. What was the list called?
Goal setting.
No.
Food.
No.
Journal.
No.
Gratitude.
No. The big what?
Daily. Money.
Big three.
The big three!
Well, those are the things.
You're all over.
Those are the big three.
No, the big three list. What was the big three list?
Journaling.
No. These are the three things you gotta do.
You must do
Gratitude
tomorrow
and goal
in order to
setting.
advance
No.
your goals.
The big three list is the top three things you gotta do the next day to advance your goals. Remember? It's the big, you have to write it the night before.
Oh, I see it now.
You wake up the next morning, it's like you never even saw it. And you're like, oh, damn, I gotta apply for nursing school today. And it's to chase your goals. It's to forward your goals. So pick up my dry cleaning does not go on this list. Pick up my kids from school does not go on this list. Register my kids for summer school does not go on this list. This is your dreams and your goals, right? So you gotta rewatch that video, number 10, if you forgot the big three list, so it's your goals. And if you don't do this, what's gonna happen? Life happened, right? This is the excuse. 2 years from now, I'll say, why aren't you at your goal weight? Well, you know, Dr. Vuong, life happened. Mama got sick. I got laid off. I really wanted to come to your last group, but didn't have any money for gas. Couldn't find a babysitter. All sorts of life happens stuff. And will life happen?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So watch that video because it tells you exactly what to do to be successful. Okay? Which then takes me to, why won't you get started? Why won't you do it? All right, so that's today's talk. I'm going to tell you what you need to do to get started. Sound good? Okay. So remember I said that one video, Sadhguru, your number one problem was what?
You think.
Say it louder.
You think.
You think. It's the fact that you think. Not that you overthink, not that you think too much, just the fact that you've been given the ability to think. That's your number one problem. You gotta think about it, reason it out, figure it out, which is a psychiatrist named Gordon Livingston. Anyone heard of him? He has a book, one of the top 5 books you'll ever read in your life. You gotta put it on your list. Too Soon Old, Too Late Smart. This is one of my top 5 books of all time. That book will change your life. You got to read that book. And it's a little short book. You can read it in a day, in a couple hours. Too Soon Old, Too Late Smart. Amazing, life-changing book.
And who said that?
Gordon Livingston. But the book that I want to talk about is called The Thing You Think You Cannot Do. The Thing You Think You Cannot Do. And it's also a little short book. And I was flipping through it, and in the first 5 pages, I haven't finished it because I got what I needed in the first 5 pages. In the book, The Thing You Think You Cannot Do, Gordon Livingston says, listen, you're not what you believe, you're not your culture, you're not your background, you're not your DNA, you're not even what you think. And I was sitting there going, man, you know, I think therefore I am, right? At the end of the day, you are what you do. Period. This was such a huge aha for me. At the end of the day, you are what you do. That's all that matters is, did you do it or did you not do it? People make this mistake. They'll sit there and say, I'm a good mother, but then they don't take care of their kids. They don't do anything for their kids. They don't put them in like summer camps and good stuff, or they don't feed them healthy foods. Laundry's not done when whatever. At the end of the day, you are what you do. right? Now think about this. For 18 years, I've been training, I've been a surgeon. Very soon, I'm gonna no longer be able to operate. So if I'm not operating anymore, can I still say I'm a surgeon? It clashes with what I really believe, right? So I really can't say I'm a surgeon anymore, which is a major identity crisis. It's a major identity crisis for me. You can't say you're a carpenter if you don't build cabinets or furniture. You can't say you're a home builder if nobody's buying your shitty homes. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, you are what you do. Now, here's a problem. You keep walking around saying, I'm a stress eater. I'm an emotional eater. It's hard for me to lose weight. Well, obviously, you keep calling yourself an eater. I keep trying to tell you you're a hydration machine. You need to drink water. You need to be a big-ass dreamer. Okay? Does that make sense? Okay. So, at the end of the day, you are what you do. So, here's task number 1. You have to redefine yourself. You guys cannot get started because you're in your heads thinking about the problem. It's hard to lose weight, can't do it, yada yada yada. How do I get started? Like I'm telling you, redefine yourself. Quit saying you're a stress eater. It's hard. Don't say you're a good mom if you're not. Don't say you're a hard worker, a good employee if you never seem to finish all your files and tasks. You keep jumping from one job to the next. There's a reason why you're getting laid off, You're just not a good worker. Which is fine because you can change that. As long as you know. Define what you're going to do. Big ass dreamer. I'm a change agent. Be more. Right? So, when I realized this was an amazing aha thing for me. You are what you do. Now you got to start doing, okay? Now, if your number one problem is the fact that you think, and you are what you do, and you need to get started, but you can't stop thinking, then the number one skill you must learn before you die is what? If you go to heaven, see Jesus, and you never learned the skill, I failed you. What is it? Meditation. You all have to learn how to meditate. Okay? And it's very simple. How do you get started? Anybody? You YouTube it. Go to YouTube and type in mindful meditation. All you do is just sit there and focus on your breathing. Now, would everyone agree that your brain is an organ?
Yes.
We would all agree with that, yes? Is your heart an organ?
Yes.
Your kidney's an organ.
Yep.
Can you make your heart stop beating? I'd like to see you try. Can you make your kidneys stop functioning? So can you make your brain stop thinking? You can't. But people will sit there and say, Dr. Vuong, I tried meditation, it doesn't work because I can't stop my brain from thinking. And I'm like, that's so stupid. You can't stop your brain from thinking just like you can't stop your kidneys from functioning or your heart from beating. And that shows people's ignorance about meditation, right? It's that question, if he can do it, why can't I? That's just another example of they're just not willing to do the work, right? So the work is basically you just sit down and you just focus on your breathing. That's mindful meditation. I breathe in, I breathe out. And sure enough, a thought will pop in your brain. Why? Because that's what your brain does. It comes up with thoughts. You're sitting there, I'm breathing, I'm breathing, I'm breathing. And then it'll say, did I shut off the stove? Is that true?
Yes.
Who's experienced this before? Everybody. And then you'll go, I can't do this. It's too hard. So you get up and, but no. So you're sitting there, you're meditating, then the thought pops in. Did I turn off the stove? You just then return your attention back to your breathing. I breathe in, I breathe out. Breathe in, I breathe out. You don't chase the second thought. So that's the whole point of meditation is you don't chase the thought. Because there's always another thought, right? Did I turn off the stove? Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. I think I did. Oh shit, my house might catch on fire. I better check. What if it does catch on fire? Is it covered by insurance? Oh my God. So did you see this series of thoughts? So your job in meditation is how quickly can you just go back to breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Okay? Now listen, I'm a pretty smart guy, yes? And I'm a surgeon for a few more weeks. Right? And it was hard to become a surgeon, true. And I've seen some pretty terrible traumas, saved some lives, things like that. But I'm telling you, learning to meditate was probably the hardest thing I've ever done. I've been in it for almost 10 years, almost every single day, sometimes twice a day, and it's the hardest thing to do. And for the 20 minutes I sit down to meditate, I get maybe 2 good minutes. 2 good minutes where I'm not chasing thoughts. What am I going to talk about in group today? Oh, I forgot to tell them this. I better write that down. Damn it, Doc, why do you always say write it down? Don't they know to write it down by now? So out of 20 minutes, I get 2 good minutes. So for people to sit there and go, I've tried meditation, it doesn't work for me. Like, no, you don't understand the point of meditation, right? So don't chase the thoughts. Now why is this important? It's because when you're in those 2 minutes or 1 minute or 30 seconds, it's the quiet. Answers come when your brain is quiet. Answers come during the silence. When you're silent, it's when you go, oh, my husband really is cheating on me. I've just been ignoring him. Oh, this is really what I should be doing. I really do need to apply. My kid really is on drugs. I've just been ignoring the signs. The answers to come to you during the quiet periods. And by answers, I mean what? Answers to what to do. Got it? Answers on what you got to do next. I paddled, went back and forth about that dang renting that space at the New Heart Institute for back and forth for 2 months. One meditation, it dawned on me. It's too small, Doc. You're thinking too small. You're tying yourself back down. So it told me what to do. What did I have to do? I had to tell him, no, I'm not going to sign that lease. And I tried to think about it, rationalize it. Can I set it up? How do I do the program? Can y'all sign online? Am I going to hire people to run the office? Back and forth, all sorts of stuff. It was during the quiet minute when it occurred to me, no, you're thinking too small. Does that make sense? Okay? So you have, the number one skill you have to learn is how to meditate. You got it? Okay. Now what we're going to do is talk about what to do. I did this video on the 3 things to be happier. Did y'all see that? So I'm going to reset it for you right now, okay? 3 things to do to be happier. There's only 3 things. And this stuff will change your life, okay? Number 1, do less of what you tolerate. You're going to do less of what you tolerate. Now, true or true, we do things all day long that we just barely tolerate. We tolerate arguing with our kids. Is that true? We let that happen. Why didn't you take out the trash? And we go back and forth for 10 minutes on why the trash wasn't taken out. And then you go, I could have just had it done already. Do less of that. Do less of what you tolerate. Number 2. This one's important. Do none. How much?
None.
None of what you hate. If I hate it, I won't do it. Won't do it. I was cleaning my toilet. I'm doing the toilet in Illinois about 5 years ago, and I looked down and I was like, I'm a world famous bariatric surgeon. What the fuck am I doing the toilet? At that moment, I decided to hire a maid who comes to my house once a week. I've never touched my toilet ever again.
I'm gonna hire somebody to pay my bills.
You know what I mean? You have to have money for that first. Okay, so do none of what you hate. None. How much? None. So I'm not arguing with my spouse anymore. I'm not going to a restaurant I don't want to go to. I hate it. I'm not going to a family reunion because I know we're going to all get into a fight. Do none of what you hate. Number 3. Is this powerful or what?
Yes.
Number 3. Do more of what you love. Love to travel? Do more of that. Love to spend time with your kids? Do that. Don't just say you're going to, but actually do it. Like long walks with your husband? Do that. Do more of that. Like making customers feel good at job? Do more of that. Make every customer happy. Make your boss look good. Do more of that. Do more of what you love. Okay, now pay attention because this is important. Someone snarky is going to say, but I love to eat, Dr. Vuong. I'm going to tell you this right now. There's no morbidly obese person who loves to eat. Is that true? You guys all dread mealtime. Thinking about what to eat at the next meal. Who's watching me eat? Am I eating too much? Am I going to act small and just have a little plate and chew it and push the food around? It becomes a source of stress. Is that true? I promise you that's true. Right? And it's never great food, right? Or seldomly is. So you really don't love eating. In fact, you try to figure out ways of not to eat. Isn't that true? Eat before you go to the party, drink a whole gallon of water before dinner time. You have all sorts of tricks to try to avoid to eat. Right? Do more of what you love, what makes you happy. Like, I love changing your lives. I love staying up here to talk. I love teaching you guys more than I like doing surgery now, believe it or not. That's why I am where I am today. A large part of it. 3 very simple things. Less of what you tolerate, none of what you hate. None of what you hate, and more of what you love. That's what you do. That's what you do. And you figure that stuff out because you learned to meditate. Now you take this lesson and last week's lesson, you put it together, I promise you your life will change. Your life will absolutely change. You will not be recognizable as a person a year from now. Sound good?
Yeah.
Good lesson this week?
Yes.
Yeah? Yay, thank you. Get out of here, go be awesome.